are 12,070 students studying at the University of Toronto, Mississauga, and a large part of this population is Muslim. Amongst all of these students, we find hijabis. You often see these women adorning their colored scarves on a daily basis, despite the string of Islamophobic attacks taking place over recent years. So how exactly do these hijabis feel about wearing the hijab, and does it really liberate them, and are they any different from me or you? We follow 6 hijabis and ask them the real burning questions about how they get through university, while still maintaining their Islamic identity, and we get a real glimpse into what it's like being a hijabi at UTM.
I have a lot of interests. One of the main one is that I like doing henna on the side, just to make some extra cash.
I like to draw, I like to ride my bike, and I like doing math.
My interest, of course, is makeup, and fashion, blogging. I love swimming, and baking, and Netflixing, of course.
Inspired to be somebody who is able to use what they've learned and use it for good and give back to people.
After my undergrad, I want to go to grad school, and I want to get a PhD so I can become Dean of UTM, because I love UTM.
My dream job is to be an addiction therapist. I would love to work with anybody who has any sort of addiction and just help them out of it.
And I want to do something related to maybe epidemiology or like public health.
I hopefully be like a successful makeup artist. Alongside that, maybe I kind of integrate what I've learned with psychology and CCIT and I don't know, do something with it.
Yes, because not every girl can wear the same hijab style or the same color. Just like you can't wear the same lipstick as your friend. Some things work for you, some things don't. That's just the way people dress.
I've become more confident in the way I wear my hijab, so I have changed it. I've made it more personalized, and I've changed it in a way where I like it. I like the way it looks.
With abayas, I tried every single possible thing out there. I tried on jersey, and I tried on pattern, I tried on neons, I tried everything until I settled on some neutral colors. I go with blacks, browns, navy blues. I tend to go with dark colors with my abayas, but I do like to incorporate colors. Like, I love colors.
I often play leadership roles, like I was the president of my high school. I was also valedictorian for my high school, so I don't know, I guess people think that hijabis probably don't play these roles because they don't want to be seen in public or talk in public or just be out there.
First thing that comes to their mind is that I am a Muslim and I'm representing a lot of people, so I do realize that I have to be accountable for certain actions. Like, I try not to do certain things just because I wear the hijab, especially in public, because I don't want them to perceive everybody else based on my scarf and my personality.
So I grew up in a very close-knit social circle, and where everyone gave a lot of positive feedback. It was very positive. It was perceived very positively. It wasn't until after I got married and I actually moved here that I faced a lot of backlash from random people. It was never someone I knew. So I feel like people who I've known even a little bit, whether it was professors, whether it was people I met at universities, they were really friendly, really kind, really genuine. But I feel like with people who I don't know, perhaps they'll see me in a parking lot. I do see some backlash there.
Covering now is just a part of who I am. It's part of like who I am as my identity, I guess. Right? Express myself better. I don't know. Whenever I describe myself, I don't describe myself as a hijabi who does this. I just describe myself as a person, and the hijab is just like an added thing, like that's just supposed to be.
I think because I'm wearing the hijab like this, a lot of people don't have questions, but I know nowadays it's more of a style to wear kind of like a turban and then wear like a turtleneck. I feel like I would get more looks like, oh, technically you're not wearing the hijab, you know what I mean? But I don't think people perceive me differently like this, especially my Muslim brothers and sisters. I don't think, and other people, I think they look at it as, oh, that's just a hijab, but it's just a different way of wearing it.
I think that I'm a smart person, and I want people to know that I am a smart person. And the way that I dress, like, I can be as equally as professional and hardworking as someone who doesn't necessarily cover up as much. And so in my line of work, you'd think that I'd have roadblocks because of the things that I have to do in terms of like field work, but I have never experienced any roadblocks in the time that I've been here. And I actually find it really I'm proud of myself that I'm able to overcome any problems that I face while covering up myself.
I don't think it sets too many roadblocks. It's never been that I've never had a client who's looked at me and then not given me business, right? Or it's never been that I've wanted to do something and I haven't been able to. So I've had a wide spectrum of experiences, and I don't feel that, my niqab has ever been an issue. Like, I've been to Wonderland, I have been, I've been zip lining, I have been parachuting. So those are all things I've done with a niqab, and I don't feel like it's been a roadblock.
I feel like the hijab liberates me. Yeah, I do.
I 110% think that the hijab liberates me in a sense that I get to show the world what is most valuable to me, and in a world where women are always sexualized and they're seen as nothing more than sexual objects, I can cover myself up and show the world that I am still worth your time, and they are forced to talk to me as a human being and as a person rather than a sexual being.
You can wear the hijab and you can do almost anything, and it's a very liberating feeling because you look at me and you think I'm oppressed, but I'm actually the opposite.
I can do whatever anyone else can. Like, it doesn't stop me from doing anything.
When you cover yourself, you kind of force a person to look at who you are as a person rather than who you are as a body.
Right.
And I thought that was just a saying, and some people actually came up to me and said, we respect the fact that you cover yourself. Growing up, my parents never told me that because you're a hijabi, you should choose this, this, and this. So, or because you're a hijabi, you can only do this, this, and this. So because of that, I kind of grew up with I can do whatever I want as long as I like what I'm doing.
Initially when I picked my field, it didn't have anything to do with it because I just wanted to go into psychology and sociology. But now, as I'm about to graduate, I realize what a huge impact it will have in a sense that there's not enough diversity when it comes to a field like psychology. And I'm not talking about research based, I'm talking about actual being an addiction therapist, and people might already have preconceived views, but if I'm in it, I can break those barriers and just make a difference and help people out, and it'll show them that I'm still pretty normal and I'm able to help them out, and I'm an expert in my field.
I know when I step out of the university and I tell someone that I'm a scientist and I do research in the field and I wear hijab, I get weird stares, and sometimes people will ask me why didn't you choose something that would be easier for you? And so then I have to take a step back and I wonder when did my clothing or what I wanted to wear define the career path that I wanted to choose?
No, I feel like the fact that I wore a hijab did not impact the career path that I chose. I feel like I chose this career because it was a skill set that I had and I wanted to build on that skill set, and I wanted to become the best at something where I feel like I can excel. It wasn't that, this is a hijab friendly career, that's why I'm gonna go for that career. I think if I was athletic, I would have been an athlete.
I feel like the campuses are really diverse. Everyone's very respectful of each other, so it's liberating that I can go to school and I can go to the prayer room without being looked at as weird, or actually pray in an empty hallway and people not look at me as it's Islam, But it does liberate me seeing more hijabis, and also the fact that the school is very diverse.
Yes, I do think UTM has been accepting of my religious identity, because I think that UTM encourages freedom of faith. Just one example could be, we have a multi-faith center. We also have a prayer room dedicated to Muslims who wish to pray at their own time. So I believe they do encourage and accept people's different beliefs.
UTM, it's super simple because there's so many of us.
I don't think it should affect the opportunities that are available to women, because there's all sorts of women who cover. Muslim women cover, Christian women cover, Jewish women cover. There's women who just make the choice to cover without any religious affiliation with it. And if someone chooses that that's the way they feel comfortable, then I don't think other people should have problems with it. And I think opportunities should equally be open to them.
They should have equal opportunities. I think that's what it is. I mean, just because you're Punjabi, you shouldn't have more opportunity to do something. And just because you're Punjabi, you shouldn't have a less of an opportunity. You should have equal. As long as you're presenting a certain skill set that is needed, you should have equal opportunity just as someone who does not wear a hijab.
I don't think that a woman covering up should affect the opportunities that are open to them, mainly for the fact that just because you cover up, it doesn't mean you're lacking in the capabilities as someone who isn't as covered up. Like for example, myself, I can do literally everything that anybody else in my lab can do. People often come to me for help, to ask how to do certain things. And that's something that I'm really proud of, because it shows that just because I wear an abaya, just because I wear a hijab, it's not stopping me from doing anything that anybody else can. Like, a piece of cloth does not define who you are.